So it was my birthday this week, and last year when I turned 30, it was like this beautiful moment of peace, and I just looked around and everything was perfect. And then this week I turned 31, and all that shit is just out the window.
So I did a lot of really fun exercises this week, and a lot of exercises that made me want to throw up my insides and never go back to the gym.
You know, the workouts have been getting a little more intense. No matter what I do, Christian says it's great. Like, even if I have shitty form and like it's not my best day, Christian is just this endless stream of positivity.
The wolf had me doing some crazier stuff this week, so I was pushing a giant weight sled thing.
The friggin' sled. I had to push the sled all over the Onnit gym, and then bear crawl to the other end, and then push the sled again. It was rough.
I was crawling on the ground. I was doing all these kind of strange movements to do kind of body shock to the muscles.
But I did feel good after it, so whatever.
As I was traveling, first to South Carolina and then to Atlanta, being busy means that most of my workouts are fucked. Before I left, I got some tips from Christian about workouts that I could actually do in my wheelchair. As it turns out, my wheelchair is actually the best piece of fitness equipment that I have. It's not my body, because that's garbage. I did a workout outside at my grandparents' house. I thought it would look nice and different on camera. But then I just got all muddy and buggy, and it really wasn't worth it. It's like, you guys aren't going to appreciate it, and I certainly didn't.
So Thanksgiving is definitely a holiday most people, their diets just go to shit. And I'm one of those people that thinks, it's a holiday, eat. You don't even know, this could be your last Thanksgiving. Eat as much turkey as possible.
This is my Thanksgiving. Imagine a laptop in front of me and a Facebook news feed, looking at everyone's beautiful Thanksgiving dinners as they're surrounded by the family, and I'm just sitting there. Another almond. This is so much better than sharing a meal with family and friends.
But I did manage to try and keep everything in portions that were somewhat healthy, except for green bean casserole. I probably ate like 1.5 pounds of green bean casserole. I didn't even feel that bad. It's green bean casserole. How unhealthy could it be? I was actually really excited because I weighed myself before, like when I got up that morning, and then I weighed myself the next morning, exact same weight. And I'm gonna call that a win.
We had our first race this week. Me and Meg ran, as well as Blaine and Harley from animation, and Tyler was supposed to run, and then he didn't show up.
Actually, a couple days before the race, Tyler told us that he wasn't going to be able to make it. It was a bummer because Tyler, I think, was kind of the glue that held this race together. He was so excited to race with everyone, and then he didn't even get to go.
He better get the sports ball rolling on his races, because he doesn't show up.
I gotta say, they didn't invite me to the 5K. What do you call somebody that doesn't invite someone else to a race? A racist?
I actually have a secret Austin running rival. Last February or so, I ran a race, and in my picture, you can see I'm just dying, and there's this older gentleman behind me who's just like, he's on his Sunday stroll. 2 weeks later, I do a 10K, totally different race, longer distance, different pace. Look at my end photo. There he is again, ahead of me. He could be my future self. He could be the real Forrest Gump. He might be death incarnate, chasing me. The last one, he was actually ahead of me, which would mean that I'm dead.
This week, I finally got to start running again, which I promptly did not do until the race.
But Blaine was talking some man shit before the race.
Because I like Josh, and I really want him to succeed, and I think that negative reinforcement is the best route to take for this. So I'm going to really break him down, really make him feel like shit. Is I'm going to stay the entire race behind him about 10 yards, and then at the last leg of the race, I'm going to sprint in front of him, and I'm going to laugh when I do it.
He told me before the race started he was going to stay just behind Josh and then pass him at the finish line. So it was kind of the thing that kept me going, as I wanted to know the end of the story.
I hope to beat him. I hope to put him in his place. The finish line photos tell you all you need to know about what happened with Blaine. Sometimes evil wins. Blaine beat me today, but, I beat him at a lot of things. I'm better at GoldenEye 007 for 64, and I can make rice. So...
The race went pretty well for me. I did not run as slow as I have been running previously, but certainly not as fast as I was when I was running a lot, so a little bit disappointed there. Didn't want to be the last one to cross the finish line. Sadly was the last one to cross the finish line. Except for Zach, who I totally invited, and he didn't even show up, so he never crossed the finish line.
Racist?
But it wasn't all bad news, because guess who showed up to the race? Old Man Death. But Megan and Blaine helped me work up my courage to meet my hero. He was really nice. A lot of people ask me, how did it feel to beat an old man? Pretty good.
I was so thankful after my trip and all the traveling and Thanksgiving and all that stuff to get back into the gym. The gym makes sense in my life right now. It's like, you go to the gym, you work out, you get bigger boobs. That's as clear cut as it gets. That's great. Going to the gym and working hard, you can see the results.
One of the things that I really like to do is take progress pictures because it helps you see the things that you don't see. They change so slowly. So I took my very first progress photo right before I left for the race this week, and the difference is huge to me. Obviously, I feel like there's still more to be done, but it's really encouraging to see that there are changes being made, even if I don't feel like I'm losing weight as quickly as I was before.
Even with Thanksgiving, this was a good rebound week for me. I would give myself 4.5 out of 5 douchebag Blaines. I'm starting to feel strong, looking good. Can't fit in my suit, but better.
So I didn't run before the race, but I did do the race, which was cold. I did some other really good workouts, so I'm gonna give myself 4 out of 5 triumphant awesome Blaines. My diet was terrible this week. We moved houses, so I have been eating a lot of takeout, and I didn't do so great. Maybe that's why I plateaued in my diet. Also, it was Thanksgiving, so of course I went ham. So I'm gonna give myself 3 out of 5 triumphant douchebag Blaines.
Okay, so I would rate myself 3.5 out of 5 douchebag Blaines. I didn't do a ton of working out. Did some working out in the airport. But it was just sort of like everything was going at top speed at all times.
So I'd give myself 5 out of 5 douchebag Blaines. My six-pack has looked the best it has in the last 5 years. I'm still in the 7 to 9% body fat range. I'm pretty sure I made Josh cry. It was just a really good week for me. So, yeah, really good week.
I get infantilized a lot, and people tend to treat me like I'm younger or 5. And just once I would like to be objectified. What would you do to me sexually? Is the question that I have.
Hey guys, I'm gonna mispronounce our Buff Buddies of the week, but they are at Protagonist, at Probably Adrian, and at Jarl Cola. Congratulations, guys, and thanks for working out along with us. If you guys still want to win cool prizes, be sure to tweet out and post your workouts with the hashtag BuffBuddies so you can stay nice and don't be naughty. Don't be a naughty Zach. Be a nice Josh and work out.
BuffBuddies is fueled by Onnit. Go to onnit.com/buff for 10% off all supplements. Just call them up. Hello, I would like to order some fitness, please. Onnit. The reception in here is garbage.